This is the iFi Audio XDSD portable DAC and amp. This review unit was sent to me by iFi Audio, but just like all of my review videos, if I buy a product or not, my opinion is my 100% opinion, and no influence from any outside factor will show. With that said, let's get straight into the review. I've been using this for over a month in various modes, but mostly in Bluetooth mode with my Google Pixel 3 XL using the aptX high quality codec. Now let me start by saying this thing sounds incredible. Yes, it shines the most when plugged into a source like my iMac listening to MQA tracks, but I actually prefer the freedom of Bluetooth and my phone the most. Also, being able to Bluetooth sound from my smart TV and sit on the couch with my headphones and listen to shows. Nothing beats that. How does this thing sound? To me, the sound is clean, analytical, and it sounds best when plugged into a source like I mentioned earlier in the review. But there is one characteristic that shines better when used in wireless mode than in wired mode, and that's the extra bass plus setting. Now the extra bass plus setting, when in wireless mode, actually does make a decent difference. It does thump more with authority. Oh yes, also the headphones I use the most when listening to this product were my Sennheiser HD58X Jubilee and my Sennheiser HD6XX. So let's go ahead and transition over to the highs. To me, the highs extend well. They have a nice fast and airy sound to them, and it pairs very nicely with my 6XXs. There's a sense of realism found in the harmonics of cymbals, harps, synths, and other instruments that to me is just a complete joy to listen to. The treble with this unit is not laid back whatsoever. I also have an iFi Audio IDSD Black Label, and when you compare the two, the XDSD definitely has more treble presence. The soundstage to me is super impressive too. It's wide and has great placement. Elements seem to live in certain areas of the soundstage instead of just being present slightly off center in one ear or the other. I think this has a lot to do with the perceived airy sound that I hear from the treble response. Now the mids, they're gorgeous, let me tell you. Nothing leaks into the mids from the bass, and the transition from upper mid to treble response is super smooth. Vocals sit forward in the mix and have a nice natural sound to them, both male and female. Now the bass, it's fast, controlled, and has a nice presence, but doesn't thump with authority. Now, like I said earlier in the review, when in wireless mode and listening to the extra bass plus setting, you do get a little bit more of an authoritative thump. But with that turned off, in wireless mode, you do lose that thump. Now, for me, in wired mode with the extra bass plus setting on or off, I really couldn't tell a difference. Let's jump into some of the features. The 3D Plus mode I left off most of the time. I did listen to this with the filter labeled listen and not measure, even though my ears really couldn't tell a difference between the two. Now, iFi Audio does make the claim of 6 to 8 hours of music playback time, and with my testing, I've found this to be pretty accurate. It charges via micro USB, which is a bummer in my opinion, because I wish it would have charged through USB-C, but that's just the nerd inside of me. You probably really won't care. It can be connected to a phone via wireless or wired. Wireless is through Bluetooth, and on Android phones, you do have the option of using the aptX codec. Also on Android phones, if you want to use it wired, you have to buy a USB OTG. If you actually have a Pixel phone that you've bought from Google and not a refurbished from eBay or something, you do actually get that OTG adapter. It comes with the Pixel. For iPhones, you do have the option of wireless without the aptX codec, and if you want to listen wired, you have to go out and buy a Lightning to USB adapter for your iPhone. It does have a Sony Philips digital interface port on the back as well. To switch between inputs, the unit has to be powered off. When you turn it on, you hold the center button. If you keep holding it, it will switch to the input that was not previously used when the device was powered off. Blue is for Bluetooth, green is for wired. At $399, this thing is a pretty freaking killer deal. It does shine best when used in wired mode, but in wireless mode, that airy treble and that gorgeous mid-range do transfer over with a slight hit in quality. The sound isn't as resolving or as detailed as it is when plugged into a source, either your phone or your computer. For me, I'd buy this in a heartbeat, regardless, and I would use it in wireless mode even with everything being said in the review about it sounding better in wired mode. The freedom of being wireless, the compact size, the amazing sound quality, that's what makes the iFi Audio XD SD second to none.